Hello everyone. I welcome you to this conversation that I'm hosting from my home office. We meet today on the traditional land of the Birigal people, and I pay my respects to the elders past, present and emerging. My guest today is Jeffery Wang, account manager at CyberCX. Welcome, Jeff, and thank you for making your way all the way to my home.
Thanks for having me, Barsha.
Thank you. So as we start our conversation, could you introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Sure. Well, I'm account manager at CyberCX. We help secure our communities. It's a full service cybersecurity firm that looks at trying to help our customers with their cybersecurity needs. We're trying to make it so that it's a easy customer experience, so they can help. We help them with all aspects of securing their environment.
Yeah, that's awesome, Jeff. And I think that's where I kind of met you as well a few years ago when I was, doing my time in security. My industry mentor, James Stin, introduced me to you, and it's been really great to be in touch and get to know what you've been contributing, right? So it's really great.
Absolutely, and I feel like I've been on a journey since then as well. As you know, that's the time when I discovered cybersecurity. Yep. Fell in love with it. Yep. And when this role came up, it was just a perfect combination of two of my passions, which is cybersecurity and government. So.
Oh, that is awesome. You stole my question. I was about to ask you, what are you passionate about? So cybersecurity and government, and what else drives you as a person?
Look, I realize that through my time working in cybersecurity, that the thing that really gets me out of bed is the ability to help people. Ultimately, yes, we go to work, we're there to do a job, but what really gives me the satisfaction, what really gives me the fulfillment when I turn up to work is knowing that I can make a difference. Yeah. And this is why cybersecurity is just such a great area to be in right now, because we know how badly people need our help. Yeah. And every time that I get a call for help, I just feel like it's such a fulfilling. It's such a fulfilling experience to be able to say, yes, we're here to help, you're in good hands. Yeah.
Oh, I can totally relate to that, and I can see the passion, there as you speak about it. So it's so great to hear that. And as we talk about, cybersecurity and CyberCX, right? Like at NetApp, I know we are having a lot of conversations around customers who are at different parts of the technology transformation, cloud transformation journey. And if we talk about a hybrid multi-cloud sort of environment, they might already have made the journey, or they're in some stages of the journey, but the common theme is there are still a lot of questions and people are still seeking advice, right? So sometimes it could be around what's available, what options are available, or it's about maybe educating about what else is coming in, right? So, and then once it's been deployed, it is about managing first deployment, but also managing an ongoing maintenance and ongoing optimization, right? So, NetApp is working with a lot of cloud-first partners, and CyberCX is one of them. Tell us a little bit about CyberCX and where do you see that? Where is CyberCX helping customers?
Yeah, so just back to what you said, yes, you're absolutely right that customers are all different parts of that journey. It is a very different world. I know cloud is not new anymore. It's been around for a few years, but everyone is on a different part of that journey in terms of where the adoption is. But if you look at cloud, you realize that it's a completely different way of doing things, and when there's a completely different paradigm, there are a lot of things that you may not have thought of. Yep. Right, and this is where CyberCX has come in. Now, CyberCX, you may know, we are a security company, but what you may not be aware of is that we are also a cloud company, and not just securing the cloud, but also help your journey to the cloud. And that is think about like a cloud company that can help you move to the cloud, make that cloud transformation, but with security built into everything we do. Security is in our DNA. Recently, we made 2 big acquisitions in the cloud company. One's Tracer Cloud, the other's Consignia. And that just goes on to show the investment and the commitment that CyberCX has made in helping our customers in their cloud transformation journey.
Thanks for that. And I know just in the last few years, CyberCX has grown so much, right? And so and it's really great, like there is a commonality between what we do at NetApp and what you do at CyberCX, because underlying a sense of security in everything, but being that partner to help customers in their cloud journey. That's great. What do you see as customers' challenges when they are in their cloud journey?
I think a very common theme, as you probably come to appreciate, is having the expertise to be able to deploy their technologies. Now, there are great technologies in the market, and there's if you look at the latest landscape of security vendors, there's hundreds of them, and there's a reason why there's hundreds of them, because this is a market that's evolving so fast. Everyone claims to be best of breed, but the reality is that without the right expertise in-house, a lot of these technologies aren't deployed in the way that it should, and that usually causes bad customer experience, and unfortunately it also doesn't give you the kind of posture that you're hoping for.
Absolutely.
So a clear, I suppose a common problem that everyone faces is staff. It's just impossible to get new staff, but also retaining your existing staff.
Absolutely.
And when you require good security expertise, it's very, very difficult to find good ones in the market. And if you can't pay certain rates for them, you would be struggling to get the right outcomes.
It's an employees market. There's a skills shortage, especially with skills around cybersecurity and cloud. That's always that's so much in demand. And it touched on some really good points. So you've got CyberCX has expertise to help customers in their journey and manage and deploy and all of that. And but to think that some bigger organizations would have skills and they might have the the resources to acquire new people and retain them and all of that, but security is equally important to small businesses, and they want security as the basics, but they might not have the money to have skills in-house, right? But security is important anyway. You still want to use cloud, right? So it's like so in that scenario, then how does CyberCX help people who might not want expertise in-house, who might not be able to afford them, or who might just want to hand it to somebody who is an expert in that field, right? How do you help them?
Well, I think you make a very good point there, right? Not every business is big enough to need to employ cybersecurity expertise, especially the very top end, very niche expertise for as a full-time staff. This is where CyberCX comes in. The reality is that only very few companies, there are only a handful of companies in organizations in Australia would be able to afford these expertise.
And also even for organizations who can afford these expertise, do they need them? Does every organization need to have experts in-house all the time?
Look, I think it's up to the organization themselves to make that decision. But where CyberCX comes in very useful for our customers is to be able to bring the breadth of talent and draw them in as we need. So you don't need to keep someone 365 days a year. You only need to bring them in when you need them, but also it's the ability to draw on a pool of 1,100 of our country's top cybersecurity talents, and being able to have that expertise brought in as you need, and that's why you come to us. Now, CyberCX prides itself in having the right kind of culture so that we can attract the best staff, attract and retain the best staff, and that is incredibly important in order to deliver for our customers, in order to win, in this war for talent, to attract the right kind of people. And look, when it comes to cybersecurity, what it all comes down to is the quality of people. Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. You touched on some really great points, Jeff. And so, as we finish up our conversation, what is a point that you want to leave our audience with today?
Look, I think when it comes to cybersecurity, we really need to change our mindset. As you and I probably grew up in an Asian household with some very high expectation parents. We always want to score 100% in our tests. But cybersecurity is just not about scoring 100%. And in fact, if you were to score 100%, in your cybersecurity, then you're probably not deploying your resources the right way. Yep. Cybersecurity is about optimizing what we do and our efforts. Yep. And the way we got to do that is to look at a lot of we have to look at what everyone else is doing. We have to look at what the threat landscape is, and we have to make a pragmatic decision as to where to spend our efforts. The reality is that you'll never get to 100%, and that's not necessarily a good thing to strive for. But the best way to ensure that you've given yourself the best, I suppose, bang for the buck is to speak with people in the industry, people who understand the latest trends and the threats, and then you can then make a very informed decision as to where to best spend your resources when it comes to cybersecurity.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeff. And also that, is different. Cybersecurity is different when you're looking at your own traditional network versus when you extend your network to the cloud, public cloud, private cloud, and then that's where it really helps to have the experts who are already helping or other customers who've already gone through the journey to kind of take those tips and help yourselves, right?
Clearly, look, cloud is a new way of doing things. We used to talk about the castle and moat, but the reality is nobody works in the castle and moat anymore. The pandemic has almost ensured that no matter how hard you try, people are going to have to work remotely. We're going to have to work from everywhere. So, the traditional thinking of defending a certain real estate is no longer applicable. But rather, what you're almost in a very different mode of operation. You're almost like in a secret agent kind of operation. So you really have to think differently in order to secure your environments. Now, one thing what you want to try and do is to ensure that you've got a consistent posture across all your different environments, whether it be in the cloud, in a multi-cloud environment, or whether it be on-prem, and you need to look for the right tools in order for you to do that. And I think that's the biggest challenge I think we're going to face in the next couple of years as people progress in their cloud transformation journey.
Awesome. Thank you for such an amazing discussion, Jeff, and thank you for being here today.
Thanks for your time.
Appreciate your time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.